Well, I'm joined now from Saudi Arabia by Jake Paul. Jake, how are you?
I'm good, man. It's been a long day. Good to speak to you. I seen you clown Tommy Fury, so please go easy on me, bro. Please go easy.
I actually, while I was waiting to interview you, I watched you guys doing a thing together. Quite interesting, the body language, because both of you have a lot to lose on Sunday night, don't you? You're both unbeaten, a lot of pride at stake, a lot of legacy at stake here. How are you feeling about that?
I love it, man. I love big moments. I love the high stakes. This is what I came into this sport to do, is to put on big pay-per-views, big events, and I'm putting it all on the line. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. And there's a lot, like you said, on the line. It's UK versus US. It's the Furies versus the Pauls. And I have to go out there and prove that I could beat a professional boxer, because that's been the #1 criticism of my career so far. So I'm super excited for this. I
want to go back to before you started boxing briefly, because I'm fascinated about you and your brother. I've got 3 sons in their 20s, all of whom have followed both of you for many years and have wanted me to interview you for many years, actually. You were both 10 and 12, living in Ohio. Your dad was in real estate, your mum was a nurse, and you get given a video camera. And you guys start just mucking around with a video camera. Could you have ever imagined that within 15 years, you would become 2 of the biggest internet stars in the world?
Definitely not, my friend. This whole journey has been absolutely surreal. To me, it still doesn't make any sense. I feel like I'm living in a dream on a day-to-day basis. But we just have these imaginations and are super creative, and we're willing to put in the work to achieve our dreams and to achieve our goals. But that's part of my inspiration of what drives me every single day, is to prove to other 10 and 12-year-olds out there that, you know, if you start something, if you create a hobby for yourself, if you work hard, you can come from a small town like me and you can really make big things happen in life.
Did you have a dream, you guys, when you were young, about how this might play out? Or did you just think, you know what, we're just going to go for it? Because I've seen you talk about, you got to take risks, right? You just have to go for stuff, and then stuff happens. So has this all been almost an accidental journey to where you've got to? Or did you have a game plan?
Yeah, look, at first it was sort of a whirlwind, and we were just taking it day by day, video by video. But when we started to make serious money, when we were 16, 17 years old, we realized that this could be a legitimate business. And so we had to, you know, we had 2 options. Do we stay in Ohio and keep making these videos, or do we move to Los Angeles and go for it and try to become actors, get more involved in business, collaborate with the other big YouTubers and Viners at the time? And the choice we made was go to LA, and our parents supported us in that decision. And there we were, you know, months later, 17 and 19 years old in Los Angeles. I didn't know what a manager was. I didn't know what an agent was. I didn't even know what a lawyer did. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But just showed up every single day and went on tons and tons of auditions and kept on making videos. And before you know it, I booked a role on Disney Channel, and the videos kept going viral, and one thing led to another.
How much money have you made?
A lot. I don't know. It gets to a point where you make so much that you don't even count it anymore. So yeah, I don't really know.
You don't know how much money you've made? I find that hard to believe, Jake. You strike me as somebody who knows exactly how much money you've made.
I promise you, Piers Morgan, I have no idea. I make money, lump sums, residuals, investments, equity, exits of companies. So the net worth is always going up and down, you know, even moving with the markets and such. But I mean it when I say, like, you stop paying attention at some point. And to me, you know, the money's great, but I really love boxing, and this is what I was put on earth to do. And when I first started out, I wasn't getting paid like I am getting paid now to box all these guys. You know, this is as of 2-3 years ago, where the Forbes list and all this stuff started coming in from this sport. So I would be doing this regardless of the money.
I believe you, but I also know that you and your brother have both exhibited a rare talent for making a ton of cash. And you are influencers first, I guess, was what made you what you were. You're now a professional boxer. There seemed to be a moment where you were making all the money from the YouTube stuff, but it wasn't enough. That for you mentally, you wanted to push yourself in a different way. And boxing gave you that escape route, perhaps, from the kind of road you were going on. What was it about boxing that you think really ignited that fire inside you?
Yeah, look, it was the routine, the discipline, the passion, the challenge. I wasn't challenged anymore in YouTube. I set a goal to become the biggest daily vlogger on YouTube. I accomplished that goal. I was getting 15 million views a day, and I was tired of it. I wasn't creatively expressing myself properly. I wanted to move on to the next thing. YouTube was banning everyone off their platform if you swear, and all types of crazy new rules and limitations. And I saw that as a dead end. And during that time, I stumbled across boxing, and it took me back to my roots. People forget that I was a state wrestler, a state lacrosse player, a state football player. And so I really got back to my first dream, which was to be a professional athlete. And everything clicked when I got into that boxing gym, and I finally felt at home. And I was able to mature through that process and figure out who I truly was as a man. So I needed boxing. And it sounds like the typical boxing story, but that's why there's so many movies about it, man, because you hear it time and time again. And the boxing world and all of that saved me, for sure.
Is the difference between your previous life and this one that when you were a YouTube influencer, and that was how you made your money and your fame, that a lot of it could be very trivial? You were known for pranks, you were known for taking very little very seriously, but there are few things in life more serious than getting into a ring to fight another professional boxer, where actually your life could be at stake. They couldn't be really two more different things.
No, it's facts, man, and we don't take that lightly, you know. And I know how serious of a sport this is. I know it's the hardest sport in the world. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, but something about that makes me rise to the occasion. And like you said, they're really polar opposites. You know, waking up as a YouTuber every day, you just wake up and do whatever it is that you're going to do, come up with an idea. This is like a set regimen with the team, day in and day out. It's very professional, very difficult. But man, I'm just obsessed with it.
You've called out a lot of famous fighters, from Conor McGregor to others. Why do you do that? And is it just to provoke them? Do you want to be in that orbit? Is it to get clicks? Is it to get money? What is it?
No, man, it's because I really want to fight them. And that's what I've proven. When I first called these people out, everyone thought I was crazy. I'm definitely slightly crazy, a little bit, but they didn't think that was actually possible for these fights to happen. And in less than 3 years, I've taken on some of the biggest names in the sport, some combat sports legends. And so, to me, I always saw the vision. I always saw the game plan. I always knew what I was capable of. And I think at some points I was biting off more than I could chew with calling out these guys. But my skill has quickly caught up to be able to actually go in there and beat some of these guys. And I think it's to a point now where when I called out Conor McGregor, everyone thought I was crazy. And now I guarantee you he won't ever box me because I would beat him. And he knows that. If I could beat Anderson Silva, who's bigger, stronger, faster, better striker, then a smaller guy in Conor McGregor is not going to want to fight me.
Let me ask you about the fight on Sunday. You're up against a guy, like I said, who's unbeaten. There's a lot at stake here. It's a proper fight now. I mean, all the criticism you've taken that you haven't had a proper fight against a sort of lifelong professional boxer, that criticism ends on Sunday night. Do you have any doubt? I hear you guys have agreed now whoever wins takes all the money. And that's a lot of money, nearly $10 million. Have you got any doubt in your head right now that you will win and that you may win by knockout?
No, I don't. I'm confident in my preparation. You know, anything can happen in a boxing match, but you work to make those things not happen. And he just doesn't have the power, the capabilities to do anything to be able to defeat me. And that's why I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is, because talk is cheap. And that's why I'm putting it all on the line. And Sunday night, you're going to see me knock this guy out. Be there, pay-per-view, pull up. Piers Morgan, thank you, bro, for having me.
Final question. Would you ever fight your brother?
I don't know. It depends what day you ask me, but I don't know if it'll ever happen, man. We could fantasize about it, but
who would win?
Who knows? I think it could be really interesting. I would win. I would win. And that's the tough part is if he's okay with being the older brother that loses, then I would do the fight. But I just don't know if he's going to be okay with that.
You know, this is how my younger brothers talk about me. And I still beat them at arm wrestling.
Well, good for you, Piers.
Actually, the one thing I was going to mention to you, I know you're the king of the internet and you've got 20 million followers on Instagram, but I just checked on Twitter to see how you're doing on that. You only have 4.5 million followers on Twitter. I've got 8.4 million. What does that make me then?
You're world famous, Piers, and I think you need to, bro, tag me. Like, you gotta tweet me, tag me, bro. I need some help there on Twitter.
You know what, Jake? Because I like you, and because you're giving me an uncensored interview, I'm actually going to help you out and get your following up a bit. I'm worried about you languishing down in the 4 millions on Twitter. You know, you need to get that number up a bit.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, good luck on Sunday.
Everyone follow me on Twitter at Jake Paul. Jake Paul, the 5 million on Twitter. Thank you.
He needs help to get anywhere near me. My friend Cristiano Ronaldo is out in Saudi. Do you think he's going to come to the fight?
That's what the rumors are saying, man. And I think Tommy's going to be his masseuse after this, like you said.
Ronaldo is known, you know, for having, I think, one of the greatest work ethics of any athlete that's ever played any sport at all. Do you look at someone like him and see a role model?
But does he have the greatest masseuse, Tommy Fury?
I would actually
need to step his game up in that category.
I would pay good money to see Tommy be your masseuse. Hey, Jake, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All the best. Well, a quick update to that end of that conversation. Cristiano Ronaldo has just told me he's going to the fight on Sunday, and he thinks it's going to be a great fight, which many people do. So there we are. You can listen to the Jake Paul and Tommy Fury fight live and for free this Sunday on TalkSport. You download the app, you listen on DAB, or you go to talksport.com.